The film opens with cases of bullets being bought at a store by a woman, Lydia. After she buys them, she goes outside and gets into a car with her boyfriend, Jonah, along with some other men. The men takes the bullets and load their guns as they drive to their location, a rented house. When they get there, the men, except Jonah, head inside. The tenants of the house are paid by Jonah to stash drug money in the walls of the house. Jonah is here because the tenants have apparently stolen the money and he has come to find out where the money is, and to kill them. Before Jonah heads inside, he notices that Lydia seems really nervous because of what is about to happen. So, he gives her a line of cocaine to get her mind off of what is going down. He tells her to go watch the backyard where the children are playing. Lydia is covering the backyard and watching the tenants' children when she hears gunshots. She heads inside and notices a dead man on the ground and a woman tied up. Jonah is threatening the woman and demands to know what they did with the money. Lydia tries to reason with Jonah about sparing the woman's life, but Jonah is dead set on finding out where the money is, and killing the woman. After a heated exchange between the two, Lydia accidentally shoots Jonah in the neck, seemingly killing him. She runs out of the house as Jonah's men hear the shot and rush to his aid. Many miles away is Lydia's father, John Link, is introduced. John is an ex-convict and recent parolee. He's sharing his testimony at an AA meeting with his sponsor, Kirby. After the meeting, he goes home to his trailer, which also doubles as his work, missing Link tattoo parlor. Later that day, the phone rings and he picks it up. It is Lydia on the other end. She tells him that she's in trouble. She tells him where she is and he tells her that he will pick her up in Santa Monica. That night, he picks her up and drives her back to his place. Since Lydia is coming down from the drugs and presumably alcohol, she passes out on the drive to John's place. When they get to his place, he carries her in and lets her sleep. A few days pass and John notices Lydia having mood swings. Sometimes, she's mellow and, other times, she's wired and talking non-stop. He looks through her purse and finds packets of drugs. He asks her about how long she's been on these drugs and then cleans her purse of all the drugs that he can find. That night, some gang members drive up to John's place. When they get out of the car, he asks them what they want and they say they want tattoos. John says that he's closed. He closes the door to his trailer and notices Lydia looking out the window at them. Suddenly, bullets start piercing the windows of the trailer, as John and Lydia duck down to avoid being shot. A gang member sticks his hand inside a broken window to open it, but John grabs his knife and stabs the man's hand several times. A few seconds later, the leader rams his SUV into John's trailer, flipping it onto its side. Before any more damage can occur, Kirby, along with many of the other residents of the trailer park, arrive with shotguns in hand. A standoff occurs, but the gang members proceed to leave, once it becomes clear that they are outnumbered. Hearing police sirens in the distance, John, going against Kirby's wishes for them to stay and talk to the police, leaves with Lydia. The next day, Lydia tells John the whole story about what happened with Jonah and how she ended up killing him. That night, Link and Lydia reach a motel, seeking refuge from their pursuers. However, a guest recognizes them from a news broadcast and alerts the police. As a patrol car arrives, the motel clerk assists them by hiding them in a room. From the window, Link notices two officers approaching the motel, but a hitman suddenly appears and eliminates both officers. Taking advantage of the ensuing chaos, Link and Lydia escape in the clerk's car while the hitman fires at them but misses. The following day, Link contacts his old friend Jack, a former gangster, for assistance. To evade detection, Link and Lydia switch cars and head to a bar in Montana. There, Lydia uses her charm to coax a bartender into revealing the address of Tom, Link's former mentor and friend, who has since become a preacher and collector of military memorabilia. Upon arriving at Tom's residence, Link requests the return of his Harley-Davidson motorcycle and the money Tom borrowed years ago. Tom agrees to return the motorcycle but claims that the money is gone. That evening, Tom's biker associates visit, prompting Link and Lydia to stay overnight. However, the next morning, Tom sees a news report about the bounty placed on Lydia's head. This revelation causes Tom and his wife to turn on them, threatening them with firearms and planning to surrender them to the authorities. Link disarms Tom's wife and, threatening Tom, retrieves his motorcycle along with some money. Enraged, Tom sends 2 armed bikers to chase them, but Link handles both assailants on the road. The next day, Link and Lydia alter their appearances to avoid recognition. Link shaves off his beard and mustache, while Lydia dyes her hair and even considers plastic surgery. Determined to uncover the truth, Link visits Jack in prison, hoping to learn more about the mafia pursuing Lydia. With Jack's connections, Link discovers that Arturo's gang is after Lydia, mistakenly believing she stole their money. Jack reveals the real thief was Jonah, who framed Lydia's family to cover his tracks and planned to eliminate them. Lydia's intervention thwarted Jonah's scheme, leading Arturo to believe she took the money and fled. Meanwhile, at a motel, Lydia receives a call from Kirby, who warns her that the gang is closing in. He advises her to stay in a crowded area where they won't dare attack. Following this advice, Lydia rushes to a movie theater, only to be ambushed by Jonah, who survived the earlier altercation. Jonah's men capture Lydia. When Link tries to contact her, Jonah answers her phone, mocking him by revealing that he killed Kirby and plans to kill Lydia next. In a desperate move, Link threatens to expose Jonah to Arturo, forcing Jonah to arrange a meeting. Preparing for the confrontation, Link arms himself by stealing grenades from Tom, killing him during a heated struggle. At the arranged meeting in the desert, Link appears unarmed and allows himself to be tied up alongside Lydia in a car. Jonah plans to execute them both, but Link's motorcycle, left nearby, suddenly explodes. It was rigged with grenades. The blast kills 2 gang members, allowing Link to fight back and eliminate another. Jonah manages to escape as Link and Lydia attempt to flee. A sniper then targets them, wounding Link. To protect Lydia, Link sacrifices himself, stepping into the open to draw the sniper's fire. Despite being fatally injured, Link successfully kills the sniper. With his dying breath, he reassures Lydia, calling her a good girl before dying in her arms. Soon after, the police arrive and apprehend Jonah. In prison, Jonah is confronted by Arturo, who, realizing Jonah was the true thief, executes him. 1 year later, Lydia shares her story during a support group meeting, celebrating a year of sobriety and expressing deep gratitude for her heroic father, who gave his life to protect her.